Welcome to Winging It. We're doing deck upgrades today in Arkham Horror the card game. This is Amanda and Silas playing through the Innsmouth Conspiracy. They're going into a Light in the Fog with 7 XP, which makes the upgrades for Silas a fairly straightforward affair, given that I really built this in mind with having big weapons going in with the chainsaw with Silas and the emergency cache, which fuels the chainsaw. I have 1 chainsaw and 1 emergency cache in my deck, so I want to put 1 of each, which gives me, which just happens to be 7 XP. So the chainsaw has 3 supplies and does 3 damage when you hit with it. The emergency cache allows you to put 4 supplies among items at your location, so you can use that to reload the chainsaw, or you can get resources and play your Granny Orn or your other things as well. So we need to take out 2 cards for that. We'll take out a Live and Learn and a Meat Cleaver. Live and Learn really isn't that relevant for our deck anymore. The only thing it really combos with well is Look What I Found, and that's not that huge. And then the Meat Cleaver I'm taking out because this gives us 4 weapons, and of course the chainsaw, once we play it out, will make Meat Cleavers irrelevant. So basically we just want consistency, 4 weapons. Our deck is sizable and we don't have just a huge amount of draw, but I think with 4 weapons, given that we also have the Brute Force, and we do have some tutoring with the Eureka and some draw with the Take Heart, I think we'll be okay with 4 weapons. And I think that more often than not, the Meat Cleavers are going to end up being dead cards. So I feel comfortable with that. Let's go take a look at Amanda. Alright, so with Amanda, a card I enjoy taking with her is Eye of Truth, which gives you 4 big icons, and then if you commit it and it's successful against a treachery, then you're going to put it in the victory display along with the treachery, and then you can apply it to future tests. So if there's a monster treachery that you just want to make sure that everybody passes, this is a great card to commit to it. But in Amanda, it could just be 4 icons. Now, her trigger is not optional anymore. It's been errated to not be optional. So you might end up losing this Eye of Truth, but it's going to be lost to something good. I mean, you're always going to be, committing it to cards that you want to beat, and you can put it under her, and she's, testing at 6s the whole turn. So it's kind of like a promise of power, and, without putting the curse token, which is nice. And then at the end, you get to cap it off by making sure you're never going to fail that treachery again. So I think it's a pretty good deal. So we're going to go ahead and take out the Burning Midnight Oil, which is it's a singleton that we don't even need in our deck. It was just kind of causing problems. Our economy really isn't a big deal anymore. The 3 aces plus the cracked cases are fine for getting us up and going, so that's a pretty easy remove. We have 2 more XP to spend, and so I'm trying to keep pairs of cards. So that, just for the Dream Enhancing Serum, that's a part of the strategy here. So I want to remove a pair of cards and I want to add a pair of cards. The cards that I'm most likely to remove at this point are going to be, the Promise of Power, just because it's a good card. It's just one that I think is, a prime target for upgrading out of the level 0 card, and if I can find a better effect, then I would probably remove it. And then the Unexpected Courage is because they don't really do much, except just, hazard testing at a 4 for a turn, but even that's not amazing. So I'm going to take out the Unexpected Courages, and then I'm going to put in 2 Momentum. Momentum allows you, if the skill test is successful, reduce the difficulty of the next skill test you perform this phase by X, where X is the amount this skill succeeded by, to a maximum of 3. And so I'll put 2 of those in for the Unexpected Courage. And this is really nice because you can go high, she has a lot of skills in her deck. She can go high on the first test, and then the next test just becomes easier and just gives her some consistency. If you put that under her, you can pump really high up by throwing, the Essence of the Dream in on the first one, and then you just kind of have that benefit for the rest of your turn because you're going to keep smashing tests. So I found it to be a pretty good card in her. So that's where we're at with Amanda. Let's go play a Light in the Fog.